Hi everyone, Josh and Pat here with this week's Q&A. As always, these are 5 questions from client farmers and potential new clients. And these are the questions that we've gotten from you guys throughout the week.
Well, let's see what kind of surprises you have for me this week.
Yep, absolutely. First question, what will it take to get soybean prices moving in a positive direction?
I really believe it's going to need some kind of production cut potential. And right now, that production cut can only come in South America. So weather issues in South America. Otherwise, there's just too many beans around the world. I think we're going to stay very stagnant. However, I want to add to that by saying that March is taking over for the January contract, and we put in a new low in the March contract yesterday. We're getting very close to making a recommendation on a buyback, just because I think there's very minimal risk to the downside. We're very, very low price now already.
Okay. All right. Well, time the questions number 2 here, because this one says, as we enter weather risk time frame for Brazil, should we consider buybacks for soybeans?
Yeah, especially at bottom market here. Again, if you're a Hedge Plus Complete client or any kind of a client that works with our market advisors, expect that in the next week or two that we're going to be buying back beans, if not as quickly as tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Question number 3. When will Russia's production issues with wheat show off in prices?
They should have already showed up in prices. I have no idea why the wheat market is waiting. You gotta be a buyer back here if you made sales that stunk, and just take a risk, because again, like soybeans, the prices are so low. There's just in my opinion, very minimal risk to be a buyer of wheat right now.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking about this this morning as well, and I think that, obviously with the production issues in Russia and everything that's going on, it looks like we've kind of bottomed out, but maybe the one thing that the market needs to see is actually the supply totals changed, updated. There's plenty of the news out there, but it just hasn't shown up yet, but we kind of think it's coming soon.
Yeah, and with the lack of snow in the United States, and especially in the wheat area, we get a good hard freeze. Snow always protects the wheat crop. We might get a little spurt there too.
Okay. All right, question 4. What caused you to make aggressive sales in spring when everyone else was waiting on a summer rally?
Well, if you remember back to spring, we were really, really wet. That's what caused the rally. And I was looking ahead at the forecast. And, the number one thing that trumps everything is weather, especially here in the United States during growing season. It was extremely wet, so we're rallying because of the fear of you guys getting a crop in the ground. That's no longer a concern. The way you guys plant, how fast you can plant, you don't need weeks to get the crop in anymore. So our logic was, we got really fantastic moisture throughout the Midwest. We get the crop in. What are crop conditions going to be in the middle of May and early June with that kind of moisture? What happens if the weather continues to produce good crops as it did? We're never going to rally. So we didn't want to take that risk. Again, it's not where we sell, it's where we don't sell. And we had a good enough price we thought was in the top half of the trading range to make aggressive sales at that time, to take a lot of risk out of the market. Thank goodness we did.
Absolutely. And final question, do you think farmers finally locked their bins after last week so corn rallies can last more than a day?
I think as we get closer to the holidays, more and more bins will be locked. Traditionally, we don't move a whole lot of corn the last 2 weeks of the year. And then again, once we get past New Year's, we'll see a flush of corn go to the market. So we could very well see a new rally, a new leg in the rally, up to 460, 470. You got to be protecting that price or taking some profit on buybacks, because after the first year is very likely we'll see an increase in selling again, especially if we reach those levels.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. Great questions again this week, and we'll see you again next week.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.